Marvel releases films at a semi-quick pace, most of the time, but sometimes we have to wait to see our favorite movies. While there are many Marvel projects that are coming out soon, it seems X-Men will not be one of them. X-Men fans got some unfortunate news on the movie about their favorite group of mutants. Join us as we discuss the bad news about X-Men and more. First, let's look at some of the actors who are going to appear in the new X-Men film. The new X-Men movie has been recently reported to be currently in the works. It has been said that the film will not be called X-Men this time around. Instead, it will take on the title of The Mutants. The first instance of mutants within the Marvel Cinematic Universe was through a scene during the finale of the Miss Marvel series. The finale features a scene where it is revealed that Kamala Khan has a genetic makeup that is not like most humans. It is then revealed that her DNA has a mutation. To tie it to the X-Men even more, the classic theme song from X-Men, the animated series, can be heard in the background. Despite the Marvel Cinematic Universe being started in 2008, this quick little hint that could easily be missed is the first time mutants have been acknowledged in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The film is said to be produced by President of Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige. Unfortunately, there is not much more that we know about the film at this current time, as nobody that is tied to the script has said anything about the movie, aside from it being initially confirmed. Next, let's talk about Kevin Bacon's possible re-involvement in the MCU. Before the X-Men were said to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, X-Men First Class was released. The villain of that film being Sebastian Shaw, the supervillain mutant with the power to absorb energy and then transform it into his own raw energy. In the film, the villain was played by veteran actor Kevin Bacon. With the creation of a new X-Men film, the inclusion of Sebastian Shaw is possible once again. Many fans have spoken out on wanting Bacon to reprise his role in the series and once again step back into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And they are not alone on the matter. Kevin Bacon took his stage in an interview with Inverse to pitch himself as a Marvel villain once again. The 64-year-old actor brought up his history of playing villains, which he has been praised for many times in the past. Bacon said he could play villains of any type, rather human or mutant, asking the question, "I was on one side of the Marvel universe. Do I still have an opportunity to get into the other side?" Also bringing up once again that it's a multiverse, which makes it more possible than ever, which he said he loved. Now let's talk about Marvel possibly not releasing it until 2025. The Marvel films are incredibly popular and are wanted on a demand unlike any that has ever been seen. Sometimes movies have to be done so perfectly that they can either take years on their own to be released or get pushed back once announced to fix errors. It's been said that the film will not see the light of day for another 3 years, in 2025. Of course, we must admit that this release day is not set in stone and is simply heavily rumored. With the rumors flying around of the Kevin Feige-led project and the mutant hints and appearances, it's looking obvious that the film is at least in the works. Not only were mutants confirmed during the Miss Marvel season finale, but with, and this is a spoiler for those who have not seen Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, the inclusion of Professor Charles Xavier means that something is set to happen soon involving the mutants, and possibly the X-Men. Even if they aren't getting a solo project, it's unlikely we won't be seeing them at all. They canonically exist within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Marvel would not introduce them in just to not do anything with them. Next, let's talk about X-Men 97. There is a very big possibility we will have to wait 3 years until 2025 before we can get a solo film with the beloved X-Men crew. And that's if we ever actually get to see a solo film. With that being said, we will for sure be seeing the X-Men by next year. A new animated series will be coming out in 2023 that will be titled X-Men 97. There's a big twist with this new animated series. Professor Charles Xavier will not be the leading force of the X-Men in this series. The leader of the X-Men in X-Men 97 will be Max Eisenhardt. Fans who recognize the name know that he is also the one they call Magneto. The character characters who have been confirmed so far are Cable, Nightcrawler, White Queen, and Sebastian Shaw, with many more familiar faces. It's not been confirmed whether or not the show will be canon or not. Legendary producer Eric Lewald said that they're looking for around 10 episodes for the show's first season. The show will be available to Disney Plus users in fall of 2023, with a second season being confirmed before the first is even out. Next, let's talk about some fan castings of Wolverine. In 2017, after 17 years of playing the character of Wolverine and even setting a record for the longest career as a live-action superhero, Hugh Jackman retired from the role. Fans have always wondered when Wolverine will be cast again, and they wondered even more who will play him. With X-Men 97 coming out and a new X-Men movie rumored to be coming out, fans want to know now, more than ever, who will be playing the role of Canadian mutant. Some have recommended The Boys actor Karl Urban to play the role, seemingly based on their Australian accents and their cool guy behavior. Unfortunately, Urban has stated it was unlikely due to the fact that he wasn't too far from the age of Jackman. He pointed out that it would make sense that Marvel would more than likely go for a younger actor. A younger actor who has been in talks for the role of Wolverine is Taron Egerton, who said himself that he would love to play the character and has even spoken to Marvel about it. There's been no announcements yet concerning who will bear the claws, but we can only hope they can do even half as good a job as Jackman did. Next, let's discuss the Wolverine and Moon Knight team-up. Early in 2022, Marvel Comics posted something very interesting to their website. This was something that was not supposed to see the light of day. Well, not yet at least. What they mistakenly uploaded was a cover for the comic book series Crypt of Shadows. On it, we saw Wolverine standing next to Moon Knight, Elsa Bloodstone, and Bloodline. This crossover of characters would have been a great surprise if it had come out in the way it was intended to. Moon Knight was one of the biggest shows around when it came out, completely taking Disney Plus by storm. To see Mark and Steven paired up with Wolverine by itself would be incredible, let alone to see him alongside Bloodline and Elsa Bloodstone as well. Other notable things on the cover include Werewolf by Night and Man-Thing, which the characters would assumedly be fighting against. Moon Knight will also be seen fighting some spooky fights again in October, with Moon Knight Annual #1 coming out on October 26th. The comic book has not been announced just yet, but it would make sense for the comic to come out around Halloween, since it deals in the nature of spooky things. Finally, let's discuss everything we know about the X-Men movie. Considering that the movie is 3 years away, there isn't much we do know. Of course, we don't know when it will come out. We do know that Sadie Sink was seen in Jean Grey apparel recently, meaning that she will no doubt be in the new movie. Breaking Bad actor Giancarlo Esposito has confirmed that he's been talking to Marvel about possibly being cast. Esposito has said that he is hoping to replace both Patrick Stewart and James McAvoy's role as leader of the X-Men Professor X. While it hasn't been confirmed whether Marvel will go with him or not, they have been in talks. Many fans have come forward praising Giancarlo Esposito and discussing how badly they would love to see him take on the role. Fans have also wondered who the X-Men will be fighting in this new film. The question of will they go with a villain that we have seen the X-Men take on before, or if they will take a more unknown villain out of the comics, has been asked many times. Many fans have given their choice for the villains they think would be best to fight against the X-Men, but the truth is, we'll just have to wait until it is released to see. The X-Men have been one of the most known Marvel squads ever since their movies made the rounds in the early 2000s. Now, 20 years later, they will be coming back to the big screen, possibly with some major changes. Which of the actors we've talked about would you most love to see in the MCU? Let us know down below.